Jen, where were you last night?
Oh, I had to babysit for my cousin. What happened?
We came down here and got mashed, and Steb stood on the swing and wrecked it.
Steb, you vandal. It's broke to pieces.
It was fucked anyway.
How come we had to kick it for about half an hour then?
So I want to kick Naz's fucking head for 5 minutes, see if it breaks.
Oh, I've got some stuff. Where's the bags, Bex?
Here you go.
You get all buzzed up and you start doing things. You just watch things and they turn into different objects and everything. It makes you go away with the fairies. It's magic.
You're sort of asleep, but awake. It sounds as though you're sort of awake and in a dream. You see Mickey Mouse and all that. I imagined I could fly. I could look at the clouds passing and ask to see something and it came. I asked to see an angel and I saw it.
I was looking up at the sky and I thought it was raining, you know, because the sky went all different colours like a rainbow. And she said, Elaine, you're crying. I said, no, I'm not, it's raining. So I thought it was raining, but I was really crying, you know.
Steb, come here.
You bloody kids, get out of there! Stop it! Get out of there! Something ought to be done.
Hello, social services, how may I help you? Hello, social services, how may I help you? Hello, social services, how may I help you?
Ed, I need your help. Councillor Lingford called me. She was going on about the trouble those sniffers are causing. She said they trashed the playground last night. We've got to do something, and it's your patch, so I need you to come up with some ideas, quickly.
Hey look, what can I do? I don't know anything about sniffing.
In that case, the place to start is by finding out more about it. I've got this manual about sniffing from ISDD. It looks pretty comprehensive. I suggest you read it.
Family problems sometimes involved. Mainly young people. Lots of different products. Why don't they ban these things? What's this? And making sense of the behaviour of young people It helps to have a framework for thinking about the things that they do. Okay, what are these frameworks?
I reckon if someone sniffs or takes drugs, then it's 'cause they're made that way. There ain't much you can do about it. It's in the genes.
But everyone's different and has different experiences in life. There are lots of different reasons for using drugs, and everyone has their own story about why they use. I mean, why do you drink alcohol?
I started sniffing when things started getting on top of me. Like I was feeling depressed all the time. I was like just getting shouted at all the time, and no one really liked me. And I wanted someone to lift me up, you know.
I was never depressed, but my friend was into him quite a bit. And one day when I was hanging around with him, he had some gas on him, and he asked me if I wanted to try it. Because he said it was a good laugh, and I sniffed a bit, found it was pretty pucker.
We have a great laugh, like we take the mickey out of each other, because as soon as you're on the glue, everyone's just happy. They don't care what you say. We get really out of it and have a wicked time.
You can see all you want. Cars. You know, if you want to see cars. And Dracula, Frankenstein, things like that. If you want to scare yourself, you just scare yourself, you know. It's like your mind, whatever you can think.
It was my brother got me on it though. It's like my brother, because I was over like in the cemetery with them, and they was all over there, and I was like the only one who weren't doing it. Sort of felt sort of out of place, you know. So my brother goes, "Go on, have a blow." I goes, "Nah, it's alright." And they was all looking at me going, "Go on, go on." I said, "Nah, I don't want to touch it." Then I had a blow. I mean, after one blow, it was another. And the next minute, I had a full bag.
But you know, everyone takes drugs. Ed just came and got 2 paracetamol off me. And you and me slosh down coffee all day, and I have a bottle of wine when I get home. I need it after a day in this place. For those kids, they get stoned or high on gas instead.
Well, I suppose it's cheaper than drinking.
Yeah, but it's not just that. Being poor is a terrible state to be in. Lots of people who don't have jobs feel bad about themselves. And without money, you can't do all the things that your neighbours and friends are doing. You sit home all day and watch dreadful TV and feel you're an outcast.
Oh, come on. Not every kid without a job takes drugs.
I know that. I'm just saying that the pressures are there.
My mum says to me, "Why do you do it?" I say, "Well, I like it. I want a bit of a buzz. You know what I mean? I'll go round to my mates and they've got glue and I'll sniff it. I mean, I've sniffed for so long now that it's hard for me to give up. I can cut down, but I want to still sniff."
You know, drugs have been used in religious ceremonies for thousands of years.
Oh, maybe, but glue sniffing?
Sure. I bet you didn't know that the first sniffer was a Delphic oracle in ancient Greece. She sniffed fumes from the rocks and went into an ecstatic state and prophesied.
A bit different to a young glue head.
How else can youngsters get to see God except through tripping? Our society's so materialistic, there's no room for the spiritual dimension in everyday life, so people who seek it search for it in drug experiences.
You're talking like a hippie. Grow up. This is the 1990s.
When I was young, I used to do some silly things. When you're young, you take all kinds of risks that you wouldn't dream of when you're older. It's a part of growing up. But at the time, you don't always realise the risks you're taking.
Look, drug taking isn't like rock climbing.
No, but risk-taking might be a reason for taking drugs.
Since the reasons for using drugs and solvents are as many and various as the users, we need to keep an open mind and not try to fit our preconceptions to the user. Instead, we must continually modify our understanding of the problem using the evidence of our experiences with users. Well, I think these kids are just bored, and sniffing's a habit with them. So I'm going to try to get them interested in something they'll enjoy more than sniffing, and I'll make sure they're too busy to sniff.
There's just nothing to do around here.
Yeah, except licking and sniffing.
Okay, so what do you want to do instead of sniffing?
Dunno, just be somewhere warm for the winter.
Play pool, get drunk, smoke spliffs and play street.
Yeah, well, that's the problem, isn't it? Whenever you're allowed in any of the clubs, you're going to spoil it all by causing trouble.
Why?
I'll go nut again.
I'll go and be it. We don't cause trouble, we're sweet innocent things, we wouldn't do nothing to no one.
Unless they irritate us.
Yeah, irritate you by telling you to stop sniffing, or take your feet off the chairs, or stop nicking Mars bars from the coffee bar.
That's a lie.
We never done that.
Who told you that?
Tell you what I'll
shit?
do. You want to go to a club, so you're supposed to get the U-Tree to let you lot in again. If I'm there one night a week, would you behave yourselves?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course we would.
Of course we would.
Hey Ed, I'm worried about Steb. Us lot just sniff when we're here for a laugh and that, but he's sniffing most of the day, every day. Doesn't do much else.
Well, you know him better than me. What can you do to help him?
Well, I've asked him to think about stopping, but I don't think he can now. I think he started sniffing so he'd get ill and his family'd be sorry for him. That didn't work, but he still carries on sniffing all the time. I think I should try and talk to him about why he's doing it.
Yeah, you could get him to keep a diary of the times when he sniffs and how he's feeling. Then he might be able to see why he sniffs. And what about you? Why'd you do it? But you must want to do something else, other than stick in here playing pool all night. Apart from anything else, you can't afford to play anyway.
But I haven't got anywhere else to go. Like, since my stepdad chopped me out, I've been living around with mates, you know? And I get fed up if I'm around all the time.
Yeah, Ed, find him somewhere to live. He can live at your house. Then you can keep a good eye on him. Help him out. That's your job, isn't it?
What about that time you saved me from falling in the river? That was a good laugh. You got those stupid toe-loose shoes wet and I didn't get a thing wet.
Yeah, well, you're wet in the head anyway. But you better get sensible. I won't always be around when you're blasted out your brain. Listen, Steb, your sniffing's getting out of order. I wrote down the times you're off your face this week.
What the fuck is this? fall from?
Ed gave it to me. We're all worried about you.
Fuck off.
Ed, you prat. You and your bloody form. Steb's gone off and he'll kill himself without me to look after him.
Don't chase him.
Keeping sniffers calm can be a lifesaver because exertion or overexcitement when high on solvents can cause sudden sniffing death.
Oh, my shoe!
Disgusting.
Oh, God. Look, we're fed up with sniffing. We know it's doing us in and we'd like to cut down. Sniffing, you lose a lot of mates. People don't want to know you. They'll talk to you, but then they just walk off because you're a sniffer.
Not only that, everyone thinks you've got a problem. They automatically think that you're thick as shit.
Yeah, it's just bad for you. Sometimes, like, you wake up in the morning, the first thing, as soon as you open your eyes, you go, fucking hell, what have I done, man? But it's great when you're rushing, you know? It's like, nah, I don't want to give up. I enjoy it, it's like a hobby.
But you could cut down, though, and not get yourself in such a state. And you lot could do other things together. You could tell young kids about sniffing and stop them from trying it. We could make a video together.
Yeah, call it a good sniff guide. Tell them the best way to sniff.
No, but you could warn them about the dangers. I mean, you wouldn't want your little brother to sniff, would you? And then he was sick all over my hush puppies. I had to scrub them. I was pretty angry at the time, but looking back it was quite funny, as fortunately, Steb was okay. And the next evening they just started talking to me. Really sensibly. And it was great, and we made some plans. And they aren't thick and idle, they do want to do something.
I think you've done well, Ed. You earned their trust, so they were prepared to take you into their group and be honest with you. We've said before that you get on well with young people, and that is a real strength of your work. You've done well here, but could you have done anything better?
Yeah, they seem to have taken to me, except when Steb got cross at my interfering. Fortunately, it turned out okay, so I guess it's like we said before. I need to think more before I act. Look before I leap, as you put it. I just grabbed the diary technique and tried to use it with Steb, without considering whether this was the best place to start. Maybe I should have looked at his housing needs. After all, Nez told me this was a serious problem. But what happens next?
Okay, that's it.